After being out for most of this year's WNBA season, Chennedy Carter is officially ready to get back in the WNBA. The former Texas A&M star and fourth-round draft pick has had a very promising career in the WNBA, but after experiencing some difficulties with two teams, she finds her way on the outside looking in. The question is, will another team take the risk of bringing Chennedy Carter on? And if so, when will that be? What's up, awesome people of the internet? Today, we are going to dive deep in the world of Chennedy Carter. Chennedy Carter is a 5'9" point guard who has the potential to be a star in the WNBA. And we're going to break down her journey so far to this point and also speculate in terms of what her next WNBA career move might be. All right, so buckle up and let's get into it. So let's start by talking about Kennedy's college days. Yo, this girl was an absolute baller at Texas A&M. I'm talking 22 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. You get the gist. She was very, very good. She's one of those one-on-one specialists. Someone who just loves the idea of playing against someone and just crossing them over and embarrassing them. Flashy? Heck yeah, she is. She's like Hollywood. She really is like Hollywood. Or as our guy Stephen A. Smith would say, she is box office. And it's no wonder. She was an All-American all 3 years of college. Plus, she holds the scoring record at Texas A&M with a jaw-dropping 46 points that she scored in a single game. Again, that is superstar material right there. And as a college player, no less. Like, phenomenal. And in case you forgot, she also played for Team USA. And she actually set a record for the U19 team, scoring 31 points in a single game. And this was in the gold medal game at the U19 World Cup. And this broke a record previously held by A'ja Wilson, the current Las Vegas Aces star. Chennedy Carter was really, really good. And she was so confident in her future success that she decided to leave college a year early and declare for the WNBA draft. Here's what she said. After much consideration, thought, and conversation, I have decided to forego my senior season and enter the 2020 WNBA draft. It saddens me that I was not able to chase a national championship with my teammates this year due to circumstances beyond our control. Although a difficult decision, I am looking forward to pursuing my dream of playing in the WNBA. So that is what she said, and what she's actually referring to in that statement is the fact that the 2020 NCAA tournament was canceled due to the vid. She entered the 2020 WNBA draft and was picked 4th overall by the Atlanta Dream, a team that was seriously struggling at the time. And in her rookie season, she shined. She made the WNBA All-Rookie team after averaging 17.4 points a game. She even became the youngest player in league history to drop 30 points in a single game when she put up 35 points in a game against the Seattle Storm. Like, talk about making a statement early in her WNBA career. So with a start like that, people were very, very excited about the prospects of Chennedy Carter in the future. But unfortunately, her rookie season was cut short due to an ankle injury. She only ended up playing 16 games her rookie season. Going into her second year, she was healthy, and I was expecting her to take the league by storm, but things took an unexpected turn. In 2021, she only played a couple of games with the Atlanta Dream before being suspended indefinitely for conduct detrimental to the team. So, what happened, you may ask? Well, apparently, her teammate at the time, Courtney Williams, tried to tell Chennedy during a game to get more engaged and cheer for her teammates while she was sitting on the bench. Well, that turned into a fiery argument between the two, and Chennedy did not re-enter the game after that. And that actually happened in the first quarter of the game. Following the game, Chennedy approached Courtney Williams about playing time and suggested that she might want to fight her teammate. So yeah, that happened. Very problematic. No physical altercation actually happened, but Atlanta, of course, was not pleased by the incident, and they decided to suspend Chennedy indefinitely. Since then, Chennedy has not played for Atlanta again. She sat for the rest of that season and was traded to the LA Sparks in a package deal that included Lee Uru, from the Atlanta Dream, for Erica Wheeler, and a couple of draft picks. So heading into the 2022 season, again, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is the new fresh start that Chennedy needs to return to the big scorer that she was in college and the scorer that she showed that she could be in her rookie season. Well, that didn't happen. Chennedy played a total of 24 points with the LA Sparks in 2022. She averaged 8.9 points a game and almost 2 rebounds and 2 assists, and played about 16 minutes in each game. She also dealt with a knee injury, and she also had a non-vid illness. She was also benched that season for a couple of games due to poor conduct during the season. So that's Chennedy Carter. Her first year in the league, she's doing very well, but she gets hurt. Her second year, she is decent, but gets suspended. And her third year, she was partially injured, and also still had some team chemistry issues. So going forward in her fourth year, she was expected to go back to LA, but the new Sparks coach Curt Miller and GM Karen Bryant decided to waive her instead. They decided to opt to roll with guards Jordan Canada, Lexi Brown, and newcomer to the team, Jasmine Thomas. And on top of that, they ended up drafting Zia Cook in the WNBA draft. But hey, at least Chennedy Carter is getting paid for this season. That is thanks to a rookie option that was exercised by former Sparks GM and Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher is really the legend that keeps on giving for the LA Sparks. So you may wonder, where does this leave Chennedy right now? Well, it leaves her training in a LA gym, waiting to see if a WNBA team will pick her up for the rest of the season. But that's not all she's been up to. A couple months ago, she took her talents overseas and played in a Turkish league. And guess what? She balled out. She had several 30-point games and finished the season averaging a cool 24 points and 5 assists per game. It's very clear that her injuries are behind her, and that she is focused on preparing for game action in the right way. So at this exact moment, we are in the second half of the 2023 WNBA season, and Chennedy is patiently waiting for her next opportunity. And here's what she had to say. I love basketball. I love to play. I'm passionate about it. My time is coming soon. Chennedy Carter is not finished. All right, so those are the facts. Now here is my take on Chennedy. It's very clear that she is an undeniable talent. Chennedy Carter is box office. She's one of those players that you just love to see because she's entertaining and she's talented. But there have been some issues with her attitude and engagement with teammates in the past, which has led her getting the boot from both the Atlanta Dream and the LA Sparks. She's one of those players that kind of have like the I in team mentality. A player that is so good and has been so good for so long that they kind of forget sometimes that, it's about the team. It's not just about you individually doing amazing. It's about the rest of the team. It's about team camaraderie. And don't get me wrong, there are other players in the league that are similar to that. However, it just so happens that Chennedy was on teams that just didn't fly. It just didn't fly with the LA Sparks and the Atlanta Dream when she was on that team. And it is what it is. So she kind of got the short end of the stick that way. And there's other players who've kind of done similar stuff that has gotten a little bit more grace than Chennedy Carter because they're on different teams. And that's why Chennedy Carter is on the outside looking into the WNBA right now. When asked if she would have done anything differently, Chennedy says no. However, she did mention that the version of herself that people will see in the future is different than she was in the past. And I am buying what she's selling. I do believe that she has changed as a player, from an emotional standpoint, from a professional, basketball standpoint. I think she has evolved as a person, like all WNBA players do. And she's not the same person that she was in year 2 and year 3 in the WNBA. And I am intrigued. I believe in growth and I believe in transformation. And I believe what she's saying. I believe that she has grown, and I believe that when she gets this next opportunity in the WNBA, that she will not squander it. And on top of that, she has the mentorship of Jewel Lloyd as well as her former Atlanta Dream coach, Nikki Collin. And in terms of who picks her up this season, I don't think anybody picks her up this season. I think she goes the rest of the season as a free agent. But coming into next season, I think there are teams that should seriously consider picking up Chennedy Carter. Now let's go through some of those teams. So first up, I really think the Chicago Sky need to pick up Chennedy Carter. And the reason why I say that is because just think about this. Just imagine Chennedy Carter, Marina Mabrey, and Kalia Copper on the same team. Like, that's a box office team. You got Chennedy Carter and Kalia Copper that can take anybody off the dribble and get to the bucket and score. And then you got Marina Mabrey that can get to the bucket, but can also just hang out at the three-point line and just shoot. Like, that's a lot of personalities. And as a Sky fan, I'd be the first to admit that that's a lot of personalities, and it would require an amazing head coach to kind of deal with all of that and wrap it up in a nice package and win some games with. But if we can get a coach that can come in that's really, really good and really, really strong, they could make this work. And I could totally see the Sky being a phenomenal team next season if the Chicago Sky pick up Chennedy, which I think they should. And it also depends on if Kalia Copper decides to come back to the Chicago Sky. She is a free agent next year, so she could just decide to say peace out and go somewhere else. But honestly, even if Ka leaves, I think Chennedy and Marina could be really fun to watch. I mean, I'd be really interested in seeing that. Courtney Williams is a free agent next season, so this is me assuming that the Sky do not pick back up Courtney Williams. And the second team that I would love to see Chennedy play for is the Minnesota Lynx. So Minnesota needs Chennedy because they need an actual point guard. They still don't, to this day, they still do not have a true point guard on their team. And I think Cheryl Reeve could work with Chennedy, and that could be a really good relationship between the two of them. And the idea of Chennedy Carter, Diamond Miller, Nafisa Collier, and Tiffany Mitchell is just, that's something I want to see. I really want to see that because to me, that's starting to bring Minnesota back to their winning ways that they're used to. Chennedy Carter could make the Minnesota Lynx serious contenders in the WNBA playoffs. So I think that'd be fun. I really do. Again, just different personalities, and it would require, Coach Cheryl Reeve to really, work that. But I think it could work. I really do. Two other teams that I think should seriously consider Chennedy coming to their team is the Connecticut Sun. Also, I think the Seattle Storm should seriously consider it, assuming Jewel Lloyd does not decide to return to the team. Also, if Taurasi decides to retire this season, which she won't, I do believe she's going to play next season. I'm going to make a video about that. So look out for that video. But if Taurasi did retire, I could totally see Chennedy going to Phoenix, assuming that Skylar Diggins-Smith decides to leave and go somewhere else. But yeah, I think there's a lot of teams that could really use the talents of Chennedy Carter. And I think whatever team that she goes to, I don't actually see her as someone who comes off the bench. I see her as a player that should only go to a team that has plans to start her. I think that's the only way this thing really, really works. Yes, she's a very talented player. And I think her style and just how she operates, I think it just works better if she actually starts. But yeah, that is the video, guys. What do y'all think about Chennedy Carter wanting to get back in the WNBA? Let me know your thoughts below. Were you a fan of Chennedy when she was playing at Texas A&M, or when she was with the Atlanta Dream or the LA Sparks? Were you a fan of hers? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the sort of situations that she's gotten into in the past? Do you think that she's a different person and that, she's sort of evolved as a player? I certainly do. And I hope that another team gives her a chance, because there's other players that have like done stuff that's been detrimental to a team and they're in the league. And so I think, giving her a chance, especially because she is so young and so talented, like, honestly, I think all it really requires is a tough coach that is able to deal with, the personalities that come about. Like, I think she's great, but what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. If you were a coach for one of the WNBA teams, would you give Chennedy Carter a chance? Let me know. And I'm just sort of like, she's a great player. Give her another chance. And then if she messes that up, okay, well, maybe you don't give her another chance. But she was a young player at the time in her second and third year. So I really think teams should give her a chance, especially because it seems like she's a different person and she's evolved. And she also has Jewel Lloyd as her mentor. So like, Jewel Lloyd's awesome. Everyone knows how great and how chill and how like phenomenal Jewel Lloyd is and how much of a team player she is. And I think, having somebody like that on Kennedy's side, I think is going to be helpful for years to come as she sort of navigates her way back into the WNBA. So yeah, guys, that is the video. A huge shout out to Sean Hurd from Anscape, who wrote a phenomenal article about Chennedy Carter and her hopes of getting back in the WNBA. I will leave that article in the description. Please read it. It's a great read. I really, really recommend it. But yeah, that is the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't liked this video already, please like it. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe to this channel. I make content related to the WNBA, related to the NCAA, and also world women's basketball in general. I cover just about everything when it comes to women's basketball, and I would love it and appreciate it so much if you were to subscribe to this channel. We are now on our road to 10,000 subscribers, so we got a long way to go, but it's gonna be a fun ride in the process. So I thank y'all so much. Please leave a comment and let me know about what you think about Chennedy Carter. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Please have a great rest of your day, and until next time, guys, bye.